You are now tuned in to the excellence of execution, welcoming Paul, DF, and your co-host, Marley.
Oh my God, we're back again. You told me to sing. We are back. Is she our first repeat guest ever?
I really hope that that's true, because then somebody who is a repeat is going to be upset.
No, the only repeat was when we did the 100 Million Club.
Right.
With Carlo, Miguel, and Mickey. So you're the first repeat guest that doesn't work at the brokerage. How about that?
Well, welcome
that's
back.
amazing. Thank you.
I don't know. I
Thank
feel
you
like
for
she
that
kind of works
honor.
at the brokerage, with the brokerage, on the brokerage, alongside the
Incredible
brokerage.
partner of ours.
Right.
Yes. Welcome back.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Are you?
Yeah, I actually am.
I think you love podcasts.
I do. I love this one especially.
Yeah, you say that. You say that to all your podcasts.
No, I don't.
You say that to all your podcasts.
I do not.
Were we the first podcast you ever did? Possibly? No?
Possibly.
It wasn't on camera, not like this.
No, not on
It's
camera.
a nice production.
Yeah,
We
it
got
is.
a lot of good things. Shout out Max, our producer.
Thanks, Max.
Paul is
Jacked?
Paul is proud of the production.
Minus,
As you should be.
Minus, we need to get stands for these mics. Like every time an episode comes up, my wife is like, "You need to get stands." So Max, please find us like stands.
You're not happy with the holding?
No, it's kind of I feel like I'm working for Sportsnet.
Is that bad?
Yeah, why wouldn't you want to?
Mm-hmm.
Go Bills.
Oh, go Bills! And
Yeah, you know how
you're a Dolphins fan.
sweetheart. Like,
So you were at the Bills game. Let's start with that.
I was, yes.
On Sunday against the Dolphins.
Yes.
Really big game.
Yeah.
And a Dolphin season ticket holder gave you the tickets, I heard.
what?
that
no,
is
I didn't.
true.
I didn't give her the tickets. I gave her
No,
my sideline
yes,
passes.
Sideline passes.
But, where did you guys sit?
14th row.
Obviously.
What
We're talking about, like,
section?
Alessandra doesn't sit past the 15th row. Right. She's worse than me when I go to, like, someone says, oh, I have 300 level tickets. It's like, I'm not going. Right. You've become like that too. Remember someone's taking us to the game Sunday. You're like, are these a box or are they seats?
I have never said that in my entire life, and I would never.
You asked her if they're box seats or...
Who did I ask if they were box seats?
The bank that's taking us Sunday to the game.
I'm not going.
It's box, 200 level. They're great. Anyways, so tell us about the experience in the game.
The energy was wild. We took our 2-year-old son, and we didn't expect it to be as loud. I think you don't think about the noise until you have a baby with you.
Yes.
But it was flooded, with Bills fans.
Was he wearing? Yeah,
He was
so
wearing the headphones.
that's
I was
classic.
like,
That's
no,
No,
classic.
he doesn't wear them.
No,
He never
doesn't.
wears
Doesn't
them.
eat
So no,
Has
he's
he-
cool.
He goes to a bunch of Raptors games with
He
Harm
does,
too, right?
yeah.
'Cause
And
Harm's a big
like
Raptors fan.
we went to the Heat game the day after, and the volume between the two different games is just
I can imagine.
such a huge difference.
And it's indoor versus outdoor, which is wild, right? But there's also double or triple the people at the Dolphin. What does it hold? 70,000?
I have no idea. Hard Rock's a nice stadium. Though,
Oh,
no?
yeah, it's
like
not
a nice
bad.
stadium.
Yeah.
Beautiful stadium.
Yeah, it's a nice stadium. It's got great vendors, and it's a good time. The only thing is, did they give you a hard time with your poodle, with your purse? They always give me a hard time with my poodle.
okay.
What the heck's a poodle? You
My
bring your dog there?
my purse.
Oh,
I
your
didn't.
Merce.
I didn't
My purse.
bring. I didn't bring it.
Yeah, because you know what? If you
Yeah.
bring a poodle, you got to put it in the locker.
Yeah, no, not
on
about
a
that
different
life.
street.
Yeah.
for $1,700. Like, it's a disaster.
Sorry, something came to my mind. We should record in the U.S. one time, or when we're on like a work trip or something like
Max,
that.
do you travel? Like,
Well, we got to pay for his travel, obviously, plus production. But I think it'd be cool to be outdoors.
you don't know that. Maybe he'll pay for his own travel. You just said we have to pay.
There's no chance.
Yeah, but you don't know that. Maybe he wants to go see his aunt in Miami. Who knows?
I don't know. I think he's saying no. He was in. He's like, oh, vacation. Anyways, it's out. So that was a great segment. We could finish. We had so much fun already. But
I'm here to have a good time today. I'm in a relaxed mood. I'm wearing relaxed clothing.
I can see
I'm
that.
worried about going a little bit too DF, as per our off-camera situation that occurred prior. So let's get to business here. Let's understand about Vantage Law. Let's learn about what listeners can take away, and then I'll just sit here and be quiet.
No. We don't want you to be quiet.
We want you in. You better in than anyways. We need you full throttle here. Okay.
Was that a Shrek? Was that a Shrek comment?
Yes. What Shrek?
Yeah, Shrek.
What was the Shrek reference?
Better out than in, as I always say. Fiona?
Do you watch Shrek?
I love
I've
Shrek.
watched
I
it,
love
but I
Shrek,
can't
too.
recite anything from
I
it.
can recite.
I met Shrek at Universal.
I'll recite the whole movie.
Did you enjoy Disney? Sorry, as well. I know I'm
No.
way off top. You did not. Yeah, I didn't peg you as a Disney person.
No.
Why?
Here I am messaging
You
you
don't like
saying,
it?
I love it. It's gonna be the best.
They don't have good red wine on the park.
It's dry.
Oh, no alcohol. No alcohol, Paul.
Well, you have
places
to,
you can,
yeah, but for
But
the
you- but
most
you-
part.
Shade with Winnie the Pooh. They're not serving. They have drinks.
They
there,
do,
actually.
they
We didn't
do.
Drink there.
Yeah.
We ran out of drink there. Wasn't the greatest cocktail, but Winnie the Pooh's coming.
It's
around.
not a
You're gonna
proper
be
glass.
Drinking tequila shots. Did Seb enjoy meeting the characters?
Yes, he did, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So we've had you on. We know your story. For any of those that want to go listen quickly, but let's talk and just maybe refresh. Vantage Law. Obviously, you are the founder, the owner. You created this company. Really quickly, just dive into how long it's been, and then we can really just kind of talk about where you've taken it, because you've really brought this to the new heights, new levels, and we're so proud to see it. And just some of the things that you do, I actually utilize in my coaching with them in terms of the way that you stay top of mind and how you foster relationships. So I don't want to get too far of myself, but let's talk a little bit about Vantage, where it started to where you brought it today, and then we'll dive into the rest.
Yeah, so I'm the principal lawyer of Vantage Law. We've been practicing now for 7 years, and we really focus on the client experience. So like the past episode, I come from a hospitality background, so really taking most of the things that I learned from there to how we deliver these services, making sure that clients feel comfortable.
Clients feel like they're the only client.
Yes. That there's no dumb questions, because a lot of times they go with a different lawyer and they feel like I can't ask this question or that, and they feel a sense of
Entitlement.
no, they're not entitled,
No,
but from the other sides,
Yes,
entitlement from the lawyer, and we don't want that experience with our clients. And then with our referral sources, we really want to work with them. We want to make sure that we're working together. 2023 was a really tough year for I think all of us, where listen, I'm not going to say that I'm not like unhappy that it happened. We learned a lot from it. But being able to work with our referral sources on those difficult files and trying to think out of the box and make sure that we can get to the end goal of closing the deal is really what came out of that, and what we really strive for overall, whether or not it's a tough year or a really great year for everybody.
Right. Yeah, no, it's amazing. So 2023 was a tough year. That's one of the things I wanted to dive into. So real estate felt it. Mortgage brokers, mortgage specialists felt it. Obviously that's your two main referral sources. How did Vantage Law feel it? Or did you feel it? Or was it still a good year?
We definitely felt it. It was slower. Thankfully, we have a lot of different referral sources, so we're able to kind of keep it pretty consistent for the most part. But there was a lot more involvement in files than it was in the previous years. Files would close a lot easier, but in 2023, there's issues with appraisals, of course. Yes. So the loan amounts would change. The clients would have to come up with more money, or we were seeing a lot more privates because clients were forced to go that route. Paying out privates became an issue because they wouldn't renew, and the clients had nowhere else to go. I have a client right now that is trying to sell, can't sell, but her private mortgage has matured, so she's in a really tough spot. New builds. I think half of the new builds we had last year, we had to request an extension because of what they purchased for versus what it was valued at the time of closing changed significantly. So a lot of new realities of our day-to-day, but nothing impossible.
Nothing that you couldn't handle.
Yeah.
You and the team.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So did you have to then, as the leader and running the company, have to go out and find new sources to send you business so that you guys could continue to do the numbers that, you have all the staffing, you're set for a certain amount of volume of deals coming in. If you're seeing it come down in more troublesome deals, which means you guys were taking longer on every file, right? Naturally, if things are coming up, did you find that you had to proactively go out, or was it more organic, or was it just things that you were doing? Like how do you get more people sending you deals?
So what we did last year is I feel like in the previous years we were sponsoring a lot of events and trying to meet new people.
Right.
This past year, what we did was try to just maintain the existing relationships we've had, and also the ones that were kind of flowing away, we brought them back.
Smart.
Yeah. And then we also opened up a corporate law division. So we do corporate law now, and that was able to assist with the revenue and basically the workflow.
So one key thing that I'm really focusing on this year, and I think all of our agents here, is if someone sent you a deal in 2022 or 2023 or beginning of 2023 and you haven't heard from them, or they haven't sent you, similar to what you said, you brought them back. Can you share how you bring or you kind of reinstate that relationship, you get it back alive? Like, is it a simple touch point? Do you have to work at it? Is it just getting in front of them? Because I feel sometimes I'm sitting with them and I'm saying, okay, we went over your referral sources last year. What happened to this person, that person? Oh, well, they don't send me stuff anymore. Okay, well, how do you get back in front of them? How do you reinvigorate those relationships?
So again, just going back to like what I learned through hospitality, I'm reading the person. What is it that they need for them to come back? Are they the type of person where I can send a Christmas card and then like that's enough? Is it someone who I have to ask to, spend some time with me, go for lunch? Is it someone I can send out one of our gifting? So we do a gifting campaign every couple months. Do I just add them to that list and that will remind them of us? So it's very tailored to who they are, and also keeping in mind, was there something that changed that relationship? Yeah. If it obviously was sour, then it is what it is. If it was that, they just slowed down or whatever, let's just remind them that we're still here. Yeah. And then just do whatever makes sense for them as a person.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. It's either there was a instance that triggered them not coming to you, so maybe a bad experience or something, or they're not busy, so staying top of mind. And I'm sure that you're one that if it was something that maybe they feel a certain way, but you can sit down and explain to them, you're going to recover with flair, as we say, right, Dan?
That could be my favorite statement that's ever come out of Paul Cuto.
It didn't come from me. I got it from somewhere else.
It came from you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
He's my biggest supporter, as you can tell.
100%. A clear trust. We support one another.
I think personally, more so than you supported me before Clear
Paul,
Trust.
Don't you ever say personally over professionally, because that's not true.
No,
it's both personal.
I'm giving you more of a compliment.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Glad we cleared that up.
I have been sitting here listening and really enjoying the conversation.
You're a good listener now.
I'm really working on being an excellent listener, understanding, not interrupting when people are speaking. I find that a lot of people, as people are speaking to you, they're thinking and that they want to respond, but they haven't let the first person finish yet. So I've made it a goal in 2024 to allow people to finish their thoughts before I respond. So that's number one. Number two, as a mortgage professional, okay, 2023 certainly was a challenging year for a lot of us. You have folks that actually went up year over year in volume, which I commend to the highest degree. You have folks that remain at the same production level. I don't want to say volume, say production level. And you have folks that have taken a little bit of a hit. And in every single one of those circumstances, I think there's a learning for those people. So whatever that learning is, take a moment to reflect on what your year looked like and then go from there. Number two, I just want to go down to earth and just say that you're dealing with a lot of the challenges that perhaps we don't see, or realtors don't see, or other folks don't see. So the people that are struggling right now, hopefully there's solutions for them, and that we can get through this more challenging time, and that I think that there's greener pastures ahead. Now back to sort of my takeaways from the discussion that you guys had. Diversification in referral sources, in my opinion, is a focus in 2024. I think that a lot of mortgage professionals, perhaps lawyers, perhaps realtors, will focus on a specific group of folks that might yield them the most amount of referrals. But I think that diversification makes you recession proof. Maybe perhaps not going after mortgage brokers or mortgage specialists all the time makes sense. Maybe going after a different group of folks that do deal in some level of real estate is going to help you keep your deal flow going. For example, for me, focusing on specific groups with similar mindsets, with similar production levels as myself is my focus for 2024. I really don't care whether they're realtors, lawyers, financial planners, accountants, etc. It doesn't matter. All that matters to me is that there's diversification in there and it's targeted. My biggest piece is it's targeted because, as you know, Ali, each person that refers you business is an opportunity cost, but more importantly, it's time out of your schedule that wouldn't be allotted to another individual. Mm-hmm. So you need to ensure that your referral sources, and this is not a selfish act, this is strictly not personal business only, is yielding you the benefits that you have assigned to that particular person. So you could have a person that sends you one deal a year, but calls you every single day, which is fine. I have no issues with that. I really don't. But as you as a business owner, you need to understand, where are my resources? How are they being adjusted? And where can I double down to grow my business? Because at the end of the day, it's about, can we grow the business? Can we grow the brand? And can we put a few extra shekels in our jeans? Right? And I think that what you've done, and I'm going to stop now because I've gone on this crazy rant, is you've done an incredible job of opening up your arms and hugging the people that support you the best. And I think that's one thing that we, I don't even know the word, like we preach that.
We're aligned. We're aligned.
Yeah, like open up your hands, hug the people, show them that you love them, give them, like, forget the monetary, like, forget the money, because the money's going to come no matter what. Show them the love, do the right thing for the customer, do the right thing for the center of influence, be top of mind, and like it's there's no need to reinvent the wheel. It's simple.
Yeah, I agree.
You're not transactional.
No,
you're not.
No.
You're doing it for a relationship. So, I wanted to let you finish.
I saw this happen.
No, you made a great point. So what I do have two comments though was, for 12 days so far of the year, you've been a great listener.
Thank you.
And you haven't interrupted.
Thank you.
So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Second thing, you called her Allie, not Sandy.
Okay. Okay.
I was just curious.
Why did you have to bring that up?
No, and he was trying to read my notes, but I wrote it because now he has super eye vision. It's like 30/20. And he was trying to look, because sometimes his mind's going, and he tried looking, but he couldn't because it's chicken scratch. So I wanted a reaction. I'm just curious.
So I've been trying to do a really good job of, as well, in 2024, of keeping some things reserved as opposed to sharing with the entire world things that could be a little bit more personal, perhaps.
Right, not being an overshare.
Not being an overshare. You're a classic overshare, but you're a classic overshare in the weirdest things. Anyways.
Okay. Sorry. So you're trying to keep things reserved.
I think what? Yeah.
You're trying to keep in 2024.
Just in general.
That hasn't happened this far.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
Okay, go on.
So my name for Alessandra Sandy, because she doesn't love it, and I found out that she doesn't love it through another person, and being the fourth grader that I am.
Fourth grader.
Yeah, I get a reaction every time I call her Sandy.
Yeah, so you love it.
So I love it.
You do love it.
Right, but if she didn't,
I try not to
why
react.
Why did you tell them that you don't like it, or have
she
you?
obviously
I
told me
did.
she didn't like it.
Oh,
That's the reaction.
Why I shouldn't have
You just
said
said
that.
you found out through someone else.
No, the name.
The name. So the name is a
childhood name.
It
reminds me of a dog. That's
the
why I
only
don't like
Sandy I know really is from Greece. So
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good Sandy.
Sometimes if I'm like in a really rushed mood, or in like a really hyper mood, which is pretty much all the time.
Right.
I call her Alessandra.
Okay, forget it. Let's move on.
a lot of
I don't even know why I brought it up. Okay.
Oh, you brought it up.
The Vantage brand is one that, again, one we refer to a lot. I think you've done an incredible job with the socials, with how active and consistent you are. But branding is not just social. A brand is something that people refer to. You've really tied on to Buzz Conference, and you're doing a lot of great things. But maybe walk us through.
I'm sorry to interrupt, because I know you just told me I don't interrupt. I know you don't. You told me I don't interrupt.
That's okay.
But I want to.
We'll give you a pass.
I just want to say a word.
So classic. Literally, just might
Max,
as well shut it down right now.
Max, you
Just
shut it.
shut
Max,
shut
you just shut it down. Right
How do
now.
you just say
I know.
you're a certain way?
I understand.
Okay,
But let
you
me
won't
explain. Let me explain.
Why is your leg
Sorry.
up?
Let me
What's
explain.
happening?
Let me explain.
Oh God, we need more space here.
Sandy,
You were looking into my soul today. It's kind of freaking me out a bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Sandy.
Yes.
Before you go into your whole thing.
No, it's just a question about how she
yeah.
expanded the brand. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Sandy is super disciplined.
You said you're not calling her that anymore.
But you brought it up.
He forgot about it.
Why are you answering for her?
Sandy,
if you don't mind me asking.
I just want to tell you that this is something that can be unilaterally translated
the
to any
people
business.
want to hear from her.
Okay.
Then
No,
you
I'm
then you can
curious.
talk. Okay, go ahead.
I'm
Answer.
curious. I'll add on.
Normally he ties a bow in the end after you answer, but now he wants to start it. Go ahead. Untie the bow.
It's not that I want to start it. I just want to say one thing and then I'm going to leave.
Starbucks. We're looking for a sponsor.
Sandy's super disciplined in her activities. Okay. And I think that people will do an activity that they believe will yield some sort of dividend, but then don't follow through with either a follow-up or doing that activity again in a specific time frame. So if you think back, Sandy, when did we start working together? It would have been, we were at the old office. It would have been 2019,
2022,
21.
Yeah, December.
21, right? Forget this.
It was after COVID?
No.
Like the world shut down March 2020. So I
No,
feel
it's
like
20. When did we move into Drumlin?
Yeah, it was. I met you guys at Drumlin.
I remember
Yeah.
you came in with Amanda.
yeah, I can't.
Did we move
let's
in
call it
2020?
summer 2020
Yeah, that makes sense.
or August? It was August 2020.
Okay. Around. Okay. then.
Anyways, so my experience with the firm outside of table stakes, like we like to say, the service, the emails, the response, the whatever, has been the same, if not better, for the last 4 years or so, 3.5 years. You know what I mean? So there's a specific level of discipline that Vantage Law has put in place and followed through with that has allowed folks to work with them on a very consistent basis. And what I mean to say is that if you're not disciplined and if you're not targeting and doing the activities that you're set to do on a consistent basis, nothing's going to happen.
So walk us through those.
I'm done.
Walk us through those consistent activities, because I know you have a calendar of events that you send stuff on. But go ahead.
I do. So actually, in 2023, I got a business coach, and so
Paul's coaching you?
She didn't hire me.
I don't know about this.
She didn't hire me.
Oh.
I didn't know you were available. Anyways, so
Never turned down coaching.
so I
I know it's okay.
now I didn't know.
It's fine.
No one told me.
You got Darren Hardy? Who'd you get?
I got David Greenspan.
David Greenspan.
Yeah.
My paisan.
Yeah, he is yours. I feel like my discipline was really scattered, and as much as I want to take credit for that being really thought through, it really wasn't. It was more so, oh, well, I haven't heard from this person for a while, so I'm going to reach out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that with respect to referrals. But with the consistency for the team, we've implemented a process that needs to be followed from start to finish.
Is this a legal process or is this like an onboarding new COI process?
It's a legal process,
Okay.
yeah. With onboarding, it's very much about who is teachable. I think we talked about this our previous episode in terms of who we're trying to find to join the team. But with that process is very well thought out in terms of making sure that the experience of whoever is working with Vantage Law is consistent and feels as though it is as smooth as possible.
Okay. And how does that translate to the brand?
That translate with the fact that we really preach about our hospitality and our client service. And now we've implemented bi-weekly training for our staff where we remind them about the client service.
Who trains them?
I do.
Excellent.
Yes,
Who
I
runs
do.
your socials?
I do.
Okay, so talk a little bit about that.
That also.
What? That's bad?
First of all, your hair looks incredible today.
It does look good today.
It looks really good today.
And
you're having a good hair day. You're having a good hair
and
day.
it was a different process.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It was a different process.
What do you usually do?
I go really short now.
I feel like my dad gets to see you do your hair more than I do, which is
I don't
weird.
do my hair at the gym. I just wear
okay.
I just wear a clear trust toque after.
Okay.
So it's very simple. We're ordering more. Everyone, they're coming. This morning I just like washed my hair in like the bathtub.
Yeah,
just
just
wash
took
it.
a little R&R, took a little tub
No,
time.
and then I just blow dried it and I gelled it. And it came out good.
It came out really good today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ale, continue, please. I'm so sorry about your socials.
Social media, we honestly, again, it's about what I feel like doing.
Yeah, but you're consistent.
I am consistent.
Is there a personal? I don't have. So I'm off the social.
No, I'm talking about your Vantage Law page.
Vantage Law.
I'm talking about that.
Is it not together?
It's not together.
So you have a personal page and
I
you
do.
have a Vantage Law page. Got it.
Correct. With Vantage Law, it's more so we just try to put out what it is that we're doing. We do a lot of gifting, so that just naturally gives us a lot of reposts. So we just repost that. So it looks like we're more active. When we get Google reviews, we always try to put those out there just to make sure that people know that like we are getting really positive feedback and it's on Google. So, we're not buying that. We're not telling people like it's not our friends. They're our real clients. And it is a reminder to those referrals who maybe are a little bit further away that we do exist and have them kind of bombarded with Vantage Law here, there, like.
So I'll answer. Your page is broken into 3 buckets, in my opinion. I think you do a really good job at. So the first one,
big social guy.
So the first one is yes, you Google reviews, anything that people are saying about you, you post those. The second one is the reposting of when you send stuff out, whether it's Valentine's, Halloween, Easter, birthday, anything, you're always reposting that to show the love that you're giving to referral sources, clients, et cetera, And the last one is that I think really speaks to the culture that you've created is you show a lot of you guys singing happy birthday to your staff, or when you have staff events, or when you guys are doing something fun, or you're having a seminar. And so to me, it's consistent in those 3 buckets that you're almost posting something every couple of days, but it really pushes the brand and shows clients, people are getting great experiences. Look at our Google reviews. Secondly, look who you're dealing with. Look, it's a great place to work. We really cherish and value our staff. And lastly, if you're a client of ours or a referral source, we show you the love. And to me, the love that you show, and obviously Dan and I can both speak to this, you have created not only clients or referral sources, but relationships that were so loyal and entrenched to you that it's very hard to break that. Yeah. It's very hard to break that. And it's not just a gift or a card. Like those are nice and you make people feel special. Like what you guys do and this year in particular with me, the way you make me feel like essentially you guys will do more than sometimes family or really close friends. And that's what you've become, of course, through this. But it's not just a gift. It's like the thoughtfulness of you understanding the person. Because anyone can send something expensive to someone. That's not what the case is. It's just the way you guys have really
I didn't pick your gift.
It doesn't. It's not even about that. It's just I want to express the way it makes people feel. Yeah.
Yeah, and we want people to understand that we have thought about it. Yeah. It's not just the genericness of it. Go ahead. Sorry.
A short sleeve turtleneck.
Max got jokes today.
He's great. I love it.
Max got jokes today.
Yeah, he's having fun.
Laughing at your boy. I can't remember what my question was.
Okay. So, so it's evident the entire team values relationships and building that. That's what we just talked about. How do you, as the leader or running the company, you and Harm, how does that come down from upper management down or leadership down? Like, how do you make sure that all of them...
I remember my question.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead.
Go for it.
I have the paper here. I have the question. Go ahead.
You finish.
He won't forget.
I won't forget. Give her some time to think about it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
When I first started in mortgages,
right,
which was 2017,
Yes.
One thing that you alluded to about me, particularly to other agents, when you were doing coaching, which I duly respect that you used me as an example, so thank you for that, is that I wasn't afraid to invest in my business.
Yes.
Okay?
Big one. Yeah.
I think that Alessandra /Alessandra/Sandy shares a similar sentiment as me, and I don't think it needs to be anything particularly overboard. However, I think that showing people love by understanding what those people like, or giving those people the time of day, because I think that investing in your business is not only monetary. I think it's also time given. So I'd like for you to talk a little bit about that, and then related back to Alessandra's
So you
business.
want me to tell a story about you, how you invest in your business
No,
and tie it to Ale?
no, I want you to use the fact that both her and I share a similar sentiment in investing in our business, and help the audience understand how has Sandy done so to grow her business.
Sure. So I think the biggest thing whenever I'm coaching anyone or when we hire new people, they don't want to, they say, oh, I can't, invest in this, or, oh, they want me to do this, it's too much money, or, I can't commit to this. And I always say you need to invest in your business. And one thing that you guys both do, and I know Dan really early on, was bringing people out and taking them, to higher end places, and investing in the business to sponsor different events or go to different things. And money's tighter last year, and I understand that, but brand new coming into it, he knew that doing certain things and spending certain money on the ones that he really pinpointed is going to pay dividends. And spending $500 or spending $1,000, it seems like a lot, but if you break it down into how many referrals you need to cover that expense, right? And we just had this example with Miguel going on radio, Portuguese radio. It was a big cost at the beginning to do it. He's already received 3 deals. We already said if you get 5 deals from it, it pays for the whole thing. And I remember Dan always coming in and saying, I'm going here and I'm taking this person there, and dinners and constantly being at different events and helping these people. That meant things to them. So if someone was, and a lot of the money you spent was also in the community. I remember, I'm gonna go to what you're doing a lot with the rabbis in the synagogues and bringing in, whether it was food or whether it was they needed something particular for those events, or the ice cream trucks and this and that. Like a lot of it is, it seems like you're dumping in money. And you do you do this more on the gifts, as well as you send stuff to our office all the time. Like you invest a lot in us, but you see the longer term vision. And I think you also did a really good job, both of you, of not wasting money and calories on folks or referral sources that weren't going to pay dividends. I think you're very targeted. And so I always tell them, you want to be in a real estate office, they want this amount of money every month for an office, because offices cost money. Will it pay dividends? We got to run the cost analysis. Can you maybe go there twice a week, bring something, spend that money? But if someone's just coming to you that you just met and saying, hey, I have an event, I need $5,000 to put your banner up, okay, no, right? Like what's the dividends in it? So I think both of you have done a really good job in being targeted, investing in your business. You can't be short-sighted, because if you get an X amount of deals, and honestly, $1,000, $1,500 could be even 1 deal, 2 deals, right? Depending on the margins, different businesses. I don't know if I did justice to what you wanted me to say.
No, definitely.
Maybe I didn't.
Definitely. I think that if I just take 2 things away, is number one, you need to understand where you're spending dough. You can't just be throwing it at the wall and see what sticks. I think you need to understand what you're spending and where you're spending. My philosophy to this day is that to get to people's hearts, you got to go through their stomachs. And that's always been my thing. And it's always been my thing to be larger than life when it comes to eating.
Yes, I remember 2 examples. So the first time you took out Rod and his team, we went to my dad's restaurant in the back room, and you literally ordered everything off the menu. And they still remember that to this day.
Oh, yeah.
And you were like an MMS for 3 days.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even think you probably had some money coming in, but again, you went there and you ordered every single thing off the menu. And I remember spending 2 hours there, laughs, drinks, ton of food, more food that I think they all take something home. And the second example, I remember, don't fidget with this stuff. I remember you being on the panel.
Sorry, Pops.
I remember you being on the panel.
Great
So
question,
I asked
Paul.
you to be on the panel for the MMS that you made conference that year. And you sat up there and we talked about how have you really pushed business or onboarded COIs, and you're like, I take them out to expensive dinners. And everyone in the room was like, oh, I don't know if I can afford. But I remember you sitting there boldly saying, the exact quote is, the way is through their stomachs. Right? So, hey, you stick to a model, you believed in it, you spent a lot of money, but that's why you're successful.
I just think that breaking bread with anybody is such a personal thing to do. Like, if you really think about who you share a meal with, it's usually somebody pretty personal and pretty close to you. And especially when it's really good food. It doesn't need to be high end.
That's right. I want to preface that. You don't got to go out. All the listeners, viewers, I'm not telling you to go and start booking dinners at, Butcher Chef or Harbor. Like, that doesn't need to be that. Again, it can be pho. It could be,
even if
Chinese
you
food. It
cook
doesn't
for them,
matter.
you bring them over, you cook for them. But, in my eyes, like, abundance in food shows love.
Yep.
In my
That's
opinion,
fair. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's
Could be
number one.
anywhere.
Number two, when it came to the community, I've always been a big supporter of the community outside of business. It just ended up happening that they really took it upon themselves to help me with my growing business when I first started. But I still tied 10% of everything I make these days, like to this day, to the community, and I never expect anything in return, and it's just an opportunity for me to be able to give back. And a big thing for me is to help kids that can't afford to go to university, to help pay for those for their schooling, and that's something that I've always had a passion for. And business has never been a reason for that. It's always been kind of self-fulfillment. And the same thing with the dinners, man. Like, I really enjoy seeing people happy and full and celebrated. And it just, those personal acts of kindness translate into more business, even if you don't want it.
Yeah, but the thing is that you're not doing it just for business. It's not disgenuine. It's not like, I'm going to go invest in my community because I'm going to get X amount of business. If you're not real, if you're not doing it because you truly care about that, it's not going to come. So
I agree.
I want everyone to take away that people do need to get more involved in their communities, but you have to truly believe in what it is. It could be your soccer team. It could be your community center. It could be certain leagues. It could be the gym. It could be a yoga. It doesn't matter what it is. You have to believe in it, and you have to truly enjoy being there, and things will organically come. You can't just, I'm going to go invest in the church and put my name on a bulletin just so I can get deals. This doesn't work like that.
No. And I think that you have to really be true to yourself and do things that are natural to you, instead of trying to be somebody else that it just doesn't make sense for you to do it. Because I think that people also see through that. If I've had people try to mimic what I do in terms of gifting and, these different things, and it just doesn't come off the same way because it just seems like you're just trying.
Forced.
Yeah, it's forced. It's just you're trying to calculate what the outcome is going to be rather than just be who you are and stay true to yourself, really.
So before we got sidetracked, how do you have all your staff buy into the philosophy about fostering the relationships and being the way you and Harm are?
So we're very particular in terms of who is a part of the team. We have now taken the mantra of hire slow but fire fast, because if they don't match what the culture is like, they can essentially just become a disease to the culture. And we've had situations where we had people join the team, and so quickly it turns the attitude and the atmosphere into so much negativity where it's not worth it. It's taken way too much time for us to get here that this one person is not worth the majority of the team. So I just come into the office every day. I make sure I do that, spend time with people, ask them how they are, just do little things to make sure that everybody's happy, because I've had some really bad bosses and really bad work environments, and I never ever want to have anybody working for us to feel that way. Our trading sessions, we do a lot of team building. In December we did so much stuff. We did like pajama day and a potluck.
You did the karaoke thing too, right?
We did the karaoke thing. That was terrible, but was fun. We just do a lot of things to make sure that everyone's functioning as best as possible. And obviously it takes away from our time of working, but in the long run, it is fruitful for us because everybody's working in sync
together.
Yeah.
In sync.
Everyone's happy.
My favorite boy band.
Everyone's happy.
Listen, we're at the end of time. We had a blast.
Yes, thank you so much.
We appreciate all you do. And
for real. Thank you.
That's it. That's a wrap. We appreciate you.
Do you want me to do like a live Google review, like for her? Like, what do you want me to do?
No,
I think you've already done that. Don't worry.
What?
Just send us off.
Why don't you send us off with an NSYNC song? Go ahead.
No.
Paul's got a beautiful voice, everybody.
It's appropriate.
Go ahead, bro.
Bye.